wait for it. All right, we're streaming live, Brian. How you
Here we
doing
go.
today? I'm Mark Spencer. This is Brian Ivy, both, of course, from Neoweather.
Are we?
I think so.
we are.
Or Ohio First One Weather. It's kind of the same.
Absolutely.
But, hey, thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's 12:30 Eastern Time on Wednesday, July 7th, June 7th. I don't know what day it is.
It certainly doesn't feel like July, that's for sure. And
No.
you know what? It doesn't feel like June
No,
at
it really
all.
does. It feels like
either,
April today.
A big chill in the air. You could say April. You could say even October, really,
Yeah.
with these gray, cloudy skies and chilly temperatures with a little bit of that cool breeze. We'll talk a lot about the weather here today. This is our first real go at it. We did our kind of a trial episode a few weeks ago.
Did a little hello.
We're going to try to do generally semi-weekly episodes of these. It's kind of like a video podcast type through Facebook Live, so we'll be able to get the information out for your Ohio forecast, what's going on in the weather world. We even talk a little bit about kind of what's making it on social media that has to do with meteorology and weather and Ohio in general. And, of course, speaking of Ohio, big event going on tonight in Cleveland, Quicken Loans Arena.
Game 3. Go Cavs.
The must-win Game 3 against the Warriors for the third year in a row with this annual NBA Finals. So hopefully we'll be good, and we'll break down the weather forecast for you for the evening as well if you're heading out to downtown Cleveland for the game. But a couple things to talk about here. I'm going to share this on Facebook Live, and then we're going to get right to current weather conditions as well.
If you have any comments at any time during the show, we are monitoring them, and if you'll excuse us, our setup's a little unorthodox just yet, but we are monitoring your comments here on Facebook, so if you see some of us like tucked down here a little bit, we have a computer just off camera actually monitoring your comments. So if you have anything, feel free to just type away, and we will get to it, I promise. So besides the weather today, we're going to go over some of the cool weather we have right now, and then we're going to look at some heat coming for next week. We could be looking at some more 90s coming up for early and middle of next week as well. And hey, we got some cool pictures we've seen on social media this past week, and you might have seen some of them actually on the news, but we'll take a look at those as well and talk about the current weather conditions coming up too. So we're going to do that, and Brian, I'll tell you what, I'll go over the headlines here for now, and you can bow out there.
Sounds good.
So here we are. Here's our weather headlines for today, and you have to excuse our setup again here. But we're looking at some chilly temperatures. They're going to last a little bit longer than we'd really like, as this low-pressure system off to the east kind of retrogrades and moves back to the west a little bit, and then it'll finally get out of here. No big systems on the horizon. What does that mean? No big storms, no periods of heavy rain. It's actually going to be kind of nice. Now, we will see some rain. With the heat and the humidity, it's June in Ohio. We may see some afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms pop up here and there. So, barring that, we don't have any major systems on the way here. And as we talked about, 80s and possibly 90s coming up here next week, as early as Monday or Tuesday, perhaps. And we're going to take a look at that as well on our models coming up here in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our forecast for tonight, folks. And there's Brian. Brian's head's on camera there. All right, our lows for tonight here, folks. We're looking at generally upper 40s, low 50s. How about 50 for Cleveland? 48 for Toledo, 47 for Lima, and our cool spot, as usual this time of year. How about Youngstown at 43 degrees? Partly cloudy skies to mainly clear skies for much of the state. A little warmer downstate. We're looking at mid-50s for Columbus and Cincinnati, low 50s for Dayton and Zanesville. Again, roughly mid-50s here in Athens, too. So a chilly night in store, but we are going to clear out in some spots as well, especially around Youngstown. If we get clear skies there, I wouldn't be surprised to see morning temperatures around 40 or so. Your valley locations could get a couple degrees colder than these temperatures as well, so do keep that in mind. Otherwise, it's going to start shaping up to be a nicer day on Thursday for you, with highs finally starting to get into the 70s just a little bit. I think we will get there, folks. Brian?
All right. I'll step in here. And guys, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know. I'm more than happy to appreciate that. We were looking for a name for this segment. Again, it's going to be generally every week or so. We've had the suggestion of Buckeye Weather Live, Neoweather Live, Ohio First Warn Live. So we have a couple of different ideas of where we can go with that. Even could it have some kind of a spin-off like the Drizzle Dweebs? Hey, why not? Gotta have that fun little punny weather term in there.
Sure, why not?
So we'll see exactly what sticks, but want your suggestions. Let's see what you guys have to say.
Yes, and we will announce a name soon, so if you have any suggestions, we are collecting them, and we'll give a nice shout out to the winner here, and we'll see about prizes coming up here. But we will get to, we will at least, give you some notoriety for selecting the best name. Brian, go ahead and take it away with the weather radar.
All right, Caleb, Brandon, hello, thank you for joining. So right now, clouds, and plenty of them across the area. This is all due to a trough of low pressure that's kind of set up right across northeast Ohio, northwest PA, upstate New York as well. And these are wrapping around cool temperatures as well due to that trough in place. So you're looking at temperatures right now only in the 50s. A lot of these areas across northern Ohio are just sitting pretty there. Across southern Ohio, you're starting to see a little bit of breaks in the cloud cover near Cincinnati up to Dayton, and then up towards northwest Ohio. Luckily, we've seen a decent amount of sunshine. So it will warm up a little bit more across the western portion of the state today, but much of northern Ohio and the eastern portion of the state, where that kind of center of the trough is going to be staying in the cold as we go throughout the rest of the day here today and tonight. Mark showed you those low temperatures tonight, dipping down to the 40s in many spots. Record lows, especially across northern Ohio in the upper 30s. We have some low to mid 40s across the southern portion of the state for record lows. We will not break record lows, at least in 9% of the area. There is that one strip of potentially really chilly area in the valleys and in northeast Ohio that we might see up the upper 30s. We'll see exactly on that. But again, the clouds will hang tough across northeast Ohio here today. But once that trough moves out, we're going to tap into some much warmer air as we go through the second half of the weekend especially, and into the beginning portions of next week. So here's some of the warm air that you can see out towards the middle of the country. Definitely some of these 80s. We're talking much more typical weather for this time of year in June. And with some of the warmest weather really sitting out across the Four Corners region in the desert. Of course, nothing too crazy to what you're used to seeing, but we do have temperatures even above average across much of the west, and that will really be pushing upward across the whole western half of the country and moving east as we see that transition of the weather pattern to a more ridge-dominated feature across the east. So right now that big trough sitting over us, low pressures typically bring clouds, cooler temperatures, sometimes even rain and stormy weather. But again, for right now, we're not seeing anything more than just isolated sprinkles here and there, mostly dry. But definitely the main thing is that warm weather will be spreading east, and by warm, we mean well above average temperatures for what we typically see this time of year. We're talking temperatures well up in the 80s, likely well into northern Ohio. Even some 90s coming up by the beginning portion of next week. So again, we can kind of show you that a little bit here. All the warm temperatures across the west, this is how they're going to migrate eastward. And Mark showed that here in the future past. We'll speed up the trains and show you kind of step by step as this moves east. So there you go. Still some cool air across our area for the day tomorrow and the Friday. That big warm air really starts to build across even into the plains. And then that is going to start pushing that trough out and moving eastward into the Midwest, the western Great Lakes, eventually the Ohio Valley, and eventually the Northeast as well. So days kind of 5, upward of about 15 in the forecast. So through the middle of June, we'll definitely be getting warm. That's some pretty impressive warmth back towards Lubbock, Texas.
This is Saturday afternoon, by the way.
So Saturday, just before we really tap into the heat, temperatures will warm through the 70s. Potentially get the 80s for some of you, especially western Ohio, central, southern Ohio. But then here we go, as we go into Sunday, you're going to see that ridge expand even more east across the area. And you'll see those darker brown and even some of the reddish colors really move into the Buckeye State.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we're looking at, on Sunday right here, we're looking at highs in Ohio, basically in the mid to upper 80s, according to this model. And then out west, of course, across Texas, and the Oklahoma Panhandles up into Kansas and Nebraska. How about highs in the low 100s, folks? 103, 105, how about it? Yeah, that's pretty warm stuff right here. As you can see, that's very, very warm air just really getting pumped up right out of the south. It's hot and it's summertime. What do you expect? But a lot of heat also across the Dixie states of Alabama and Mississippi, and of course into Florida, where you're going to have highs in the 90s pretty much from here on out, just about every day it seems like. But
they've been in that relative drought pattern
yes,
across Florida. They're
absolutely.
starting to get out of it after a couple of more rainy days that we've seen over the last week or so.
That's very true. I mean, otherwise, just look at the heat here. Basically, 2/3 of the eastern, the eastern 2/3 of the country. Basically, anything east of the Rockies is just heat. So as we get into the middle and latter portions of June here, we are going to get into a very, very warm pattern. So the cool air we're stuck in right now, not going to last very long. We're going to go into the summer here in Ohio. And hey, with the heat, of course, we have the humidity here in Ohio too. So we're going to see that as well.
And it's very interesting. The pattern normally always flips. We've seen this very warm pattern out west, and as you can see there, that's when the cooler kind of infiltrates the west as we get into this ridge of high pressure. So the general rule in meteorology is a ridge in one portion of the country normally means a trough in the other.
Yep, that's exactly right. And we're actually seeing that right here across the west. Much cooler and wetter conditions across the west coast here as well. However, they could use the rain, of course. You know, they had a couple of years there of just sweltering heat and dry conditions. So the rain is still welcomed, although not all at once. The cooler weather, I'm sure, is nice too. Of course, Southern California, though, they're always going to be warm, so there's nothing you can do there.
No, not exactly, but we did want to talk about a couple more things about kind of what's been going on in the Twitter sphere and articles and different kind of newscasts as well, some of the weather that's really making the news. And let's see.
Let's do a quick comment check. Hello, everybody out there.
Let's see, comments. We got what happened to the sound. Sounds far away.
Sounds far away.
Again, folks, sorry about that. We are still working on kind of our setup here, trying something.
This one's a little temporary. So next week we're actually hoping to use we're using just a little web camera right now, believe it or not, which is actually not doing too bad. Next week we're going to use a real camera, which we have. I just need one piece of hardware that's not quite here today. Next week, though, we will have that, and I think we're going to see a lot better both video and audio quality because it's going to be kind of all one source. Right now, it's all kind of all over the place. I really apologize, but hey, it's okay. We're gonna get there, folks. So it looks like we're going to go to social media stuff now, right?
Yep, that sounds good.
If the
think I
volume's a
might have
little low,
fixed it.
folks, you might just have to turn it up on your ends a little bit. Unfortunately, there's not too much I can do here, but we'll get there, I promise. Just hang tough with us there.
Yeah, if it's on my end, I think I might have fixed it just now, but we'll see. So I don't know.
Let's hope for the best.
We'll see. But guys, there's a couple cool pictures here that you're going to see in just a moment that all has to do with tornadoes, which of course this is the middle of tornado season. And some of those tornadoes aren't exactly things that we necessarily see in the plains in the United States. They're things that we can see elsewhere. And this, you've probably seen before. I'll give you a little background on it. This is from Canada, Alberta, Canada to be specific. And this was taken in, I believe, Three Rivers. So look at this impressive circulation here with the tornado dropping to the ground. It's a guy mowing his lawn. Who would have thunk it? And he's just chilling. Not minding the tornadoes business at all, that's for sure. And his wife that captured this picture said he was keeping an eye on it. So, yeah, it's not exactly what we recommend when there's a tornado on the ground to just be mowing.
The disclaimer here is, do not do this at home. We do not recommend mowing the grass while there's a tornado nearby. This could shift and all of a sudden head right towards you. We don't need anybody trying to get famous on social media for doing yard work in a tornado, like it's no big deal, and then all of a sudden we find out that something happened to the person. So do not do this at home. This is unsafe. He could be keeping an eye on it all he wants, but we don't recommend it. But it's still a cool picture nonetheless, if anything, of that tornado. Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Stirring up all the dirt in that field there.
Yeah, just visually speaking, I mean, that tornado is absolutely gorgeous, just forming on the eastern plains of the Rocky Mountains up in Alberta, Canada. There, I believe that's to the east of Vancouver, and it's near, generally speaking, near the Calgary area, I believe.
That's correct. Yeah, the Calgary area.
So, We'll take a look at a couple other pictures of this tornado specifically. So this was very photogenic, as I mentioned, so it didn't need a guy mowing the yard to make it look great. And this was taken from a guy heading to a car show in the Calgary area.
Car show? I thought it was going to a ZZ Top concert myself. I mean, that's beautiful right there.
Man. But, I mean, that is just amazing. Everybody thinks these pictures are kind of photoshopped. But no, there's multiple pictures, there's videos that tell the same kind of story, so yes, take that in. I'll move out of the way for a second. Just a very cool visual image there. And again, this guy just spontaneously driving around is like, oh wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to try to get some pictures with the car in the foreground, and I think he did a pretty good job. We got one more photo coming up.
And by the way, that photo brings up, reminds me, the song that comes to mind by ZZ Top would be LaGrange. All right, one more here.
And of course we have LaGrange, Ohio.
Yes, here we go.
This is very nice too. Look at these mammatus clouds. Not even talking about the tornado, but the same storm, car in the back, foreground. The mammatus clouds are formed from a lot of instability, a lot of movement within the clouds, very typical with severe thunderstorms. So again, just another beautiful image of some severe weather, and somebody just taking advantage of the opportunity, had their cell phone camera out, and got an absolutely gorgeous shot.
I also want to say that we did reach out to ZZ Top. They were not available for comment.
Such a shame. We'll
but, hey,
try again next time.
Great picture. Absolutely great picture right there. We thank everybody for those photos.
Yeah, James Spann would be very upset with the guy mowing the yard. He was not respecting the polygon there at all.
Absolutely not. Do they do polygons in Canada? I don't know.
I am honestly not sure.
I'm not real sure. Yeah, I don't know if they do. Well, do they have counties up there? I mean, if they have counties. I don't know what their setup is. But hey, if you happen to know, if you're watching from Canada, if they have counties in Canada or not, or if they do polygon-based warnings, we'd love to know. I'll probably have to look after the show now because I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I would assume they divide their provinces up into different sections.
I'm sure they do, yes. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they call them. They might be counties, they might be parishes, I'm not sure.
I'm not, no clue.
Unfortunately, I'm not up to date on my Canadian
Geography.
political boundaries and geography too much anymore.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
We got one more cool tornado video.
What do we got?
Do you have that in there?
No.
No.
Oh, that wasn't. No, I didn't put that in there.
Okay, that's okay. We have it on our page. So if you go down the Neoweather US page, or if you're watching it on Brian Ivy Weather as well, or our Twitter pages, you can scroll down and you'll be able to find a pretty cool video that was from Cologne, Germany, of a little dust devil that spun up during a soccer match. And dust devils are not exactly tornadoes, but they're still spinning masses that come in contact with the ground and swirl up some dirt and everything. And
they can still injure you.
They can definitely be dangerous. They can definitely knock over your lawn furniture and everything. So
they can knock over you too. That's about it. I mean, it'll hurt you a little bit if it's strong enough. That's for sure. I wouldn't suggest go running into one.
It looks so much fun. I want to play with it. But definitely,
you get a little more than some dust in your eyes.
Yeah. You're talking about whipping winds, talking all the debris that it's swirling up, just throwing it at you. Yeah. Not the most fun, I'm sure. But again, that's available on our different pages that you can go find and scroll down. Give it a like, give it a share. It actually got a lot of different shares and engagement on our Neoweather US page, where you can find some cool weather pictures and videos, plus the latest national forecast information as well.
Oh yes, very good. Also, if you check out our Ohio First Warn page, you're going to notice some different stuff starting this week, like forecasts.
Hey! More regular forecasts.
We're going to get back into that and do it a little more regularly. We did find that some viewers are missing that, so we decided that we would go ahead and start that back up too. So you'll see forecasts for different parts of the states on different days of the week. They'll vary just a little bit as well. You'll still see some articles too. Which is very good. So those will be nice. You can definitely check those out and give those a read. And hey, if you really like it, share it for us, please. We could really appreciate it. So you'll see some different changes on our Ohio First One page right here, starting this week, actually. We already got a couple forecasts up this week, which is great. So you'll see that, a little more regular content, local content as well, all centered around the state of Ohio for you, our viewers.
So yeah, we'll definitely try to keep you updated on all kinds of Ohio weather that's to come. Again, the kind of general pattern is we are going to see more warmer temperatures. We're going to tap into the true summer heat here in the next few days. So the one thing that I need from you guys is come up with a name for us. We're still looking for more names. We're going to be able to announce that probably next week.
I'm
what
hoping
we
next
decide
week,
on.
if not the week after, if we need some more. But I'm really, really hoping next week. We'd love for a name for our show because I haven't come up with anything yet. I'm just blanking out on it completely. I don't know what the name of our show. So,
I've come up with enough things branding wise already. I don't know. I need
because the
help.
next thing after the name is then you got to have a logo for the show. You got to have something. So that's my next project. And if you name it, I'm going to create the logo too.
But this is what you're going to see, a weekly, semi-weekly Facebook Live, kind of presented like this. We're going to get the quality
Yes.
even up from where we are right now. It's a little trial and error kind of stuff since this is a new setup. But this is kind of going to be how it is, and you guys can listen to it on SoundCloud. We'll put that on there afterwards.
It'll also be on our website.
It'll be on our website as well. You can
full
watch
video.
the full video. And then, of course, if you want to comment and watch live, it'll be on Facebook Live. So multiple different ways to interact and view these different segments.
That's absolutely right. And we're hoping to kind of have this kind of be a 3-in-1 deal. Facebook Live, it'll be on our website as a vlog, and then also on SoundCloud via podcast, so that way you can listen whenever you want to our show as you're on the go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, yeah, quality will get better. I promise. You'll see better video quality next week. I do apologize for some of the camera stuff being a little blurry at times. The camera's trying to focus the best it can, and it's a webcam.
Just a
guys.
webcam this week.
It's not the
We'll
best.
be much better next week.
But hey, wouldn't you know, chroma keying's great.
I can't be doing it like the pros, right? Keeping it TV style.
Absolutely, it's great. It allows us to do a lot of different things. Besides showing current conditions and social media stuff, we could do a lot of different things here. So you'll see different content all the time, and eventually you'll see a logo up here at the top left of your screen. Eventually, right now we just got the thing along the bottom here. It's all we got. It's the best we can do right now, but we will get there. We're going to get a name and everything going, and we'll have this going here. Give us a month or two to really get this going. I think you're going to like what you see.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope that whatever you're doing here this evening, you have a good time. Again, if you're heading to the Cavs game, go Cavs.
Go
Downtown
Cavs.
Cleveland will be on the chilly side, so might want to grab the hoodie or the light jacket if you're going to have a watch party or go to the bars or anything. But otherwise, we'll be talking to you here soon. And stay tuned to Ohio First Warn Weather, Michigan First Warn, Neoweather US, and just Neoweather in general for everything. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.